What's up, yo? Welcome back.
Hey.
We're back with Miguel, 88 athlete and old school specialist, baby. Today we're talking about biceps. We're going to go over Miguel's top 5 bicep exercises. Stay tuned. We're about to blow those biceps up. Yeah. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and plug Miguel. He's 4 weeks out. By the time this airs, he's probably going to be 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Chesapeake OCB competition. He's going to get that pro card, y'all. 4 weeks out. How's it going, big boy?
It's going great right now, Coach. Like I was talking with you earlier this morning, I feel like my muscles have retained some fullness to them that I've lacked in other preps before.
Yep.
I feel stronger in the gym than I ever have in any of my cuts or preps. I do attest that to some old school lab supplements, that we've been taking. I've talked about before, testosterone that came out.
Right?
That's the new one.
Okay.
That's the big difference that I found. Their Vintage Blast for the pre-workout. I just plugged that yesterday.
Oh, man.
And honestly, just staying on point with the nutrition and everything, I feel like I'm ahead of the game more than I've ever been.
Nice.
And I feel ready for this one, yeah.
Outstanding. He's stronger, muscles more dense, and he's ahead of the game at 4 weeks out, y'all. Stay tuned, that pro card's coming. All right, let's get to these bicep exercises.
Hey, 88ers, we're back. We're about to go into our top 5 bicep exercises. First one that I got for you today is the straight barbell curl. Coach is going to demonstrate it. The reason why I picked this one here is because with the straight barbell curl, you actually hit your brachial heads of the bicep better. That keeps them engaged the whole time, and you can recruit through that muscle fiber. So perfect right there. I like to keep, like Coach is doing, the elbows pinned. That's your hinge point, and focus on lifting the bar with the biceps itself.
Absolutely. And remember, your biceps have 2 functions. They curl and they supinate. So when you use a straight bar, it forces you to supinate your biceps. So you're working both functions with the big barbell curl right here. And as Miguel already mentioned, keep your elbows pinched. Don't let them go flat. You're resting if you go flat. Keep them pinched here. All biceps, all the time.
Yeah.
This your number 1 for biceps?
That's my number 1 for biceps.
Number 1 for biceps, barbell curls. All right. All right, y'all. Exercise 2, Miguel's top 5 bicep list is also one of my favorites. It's incline dumbbell curls. You can see my man, he's demonstrating right now. He's doing them one at a time. So we like to do it on an incline because you're stretching your bicep here. Go ahead and sit straight up. See how there's no stretch going on right here? Go ahead and sit back. Now there's stretched position. You're extending the range of motion. There's more time under tension.
Yep.
And we keep telling you, muscle stretched under load has the most potential for growth. So just like Miguel's doing here, stretch them down at the bottom, squeeze them at the top, just like that. And you can see the biceps engaged. He's not going dead at the bottom. He's keeping the bicep tight. He's keeping it engaged, just like so. And once again, we're in a supinated position. Palms are right. So we're hitting it, bam, both functions of the bicep, stretched under load, time under tension. This is one of my favorites and definitely one of Miguel's favorites. What do you think, big boy?
I love these. You can feel tension in it, like you said, the whole time when you're like this. Forces the muscle to engage through the whole range of motion. You get that nice pump. You feel the muscle fibers recruiting and activating the whole time, and it doesn't allow them to go slack. So like you said, time under tension through the whole lift.
Yeah, and there's no cheating. You're laying back on the bench, so you can't rock, no body momentum, no nothing. All biceps.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. We're going to see what Miguel's got up next. We already had the incline set up. So now we're going to do incline dumbbell hammer curls.
Yeah.
It is the exact same movement as what we just did, but now you're hitting the hammer grip. Now you're hitting your brachii more than your bicep. It's going to give girth to your arm, not necessarily working the peak right now, but it's going to give you girth and size. Check my boy out. This is also one of my favorite And I like Miguel chose to do it on an incline because a lot of people, the biggest mistake I see is people go too heavy and they rock and they try to swing the weights around, throw the weights around. Right here, you see how strict he is? Nice and strict, no momentum, all biceps. What do you think, Miguel?
I love these. These are one of my favorite exercises to do for biceps.
Yes.
Again, like you said, using the bench to stabilize. You don't get that rocking motion back and forth. You're not recruiting momentum. You're recruiting the muscles to lift the weight. I like doing this because, like you said, you can go light with it and still feel that tension in your muscles working the whole time. Gives you a fullness and helps bring the roundness out, thickness to the muscle. And a tip that I learned is, sounds funny, but when you're curling, imagine that you're moving your hands like through sand, right? Like you're scooping sand.
Yep.
So you want to scoop up. And then I also like to control the eccentric movement back on the way down.
Absolutely.
Slow that down, time under tension, get a little bit of a negative motion in there, and then explode up, hold it. You know what I mean? I've been trying to work on the tempo of the lift as well.
Fantastic. You heard my man. Negative portion of the rep is the most important one. If you're just dropping the weights, you're missing a complete part of your workout, complete part of your rep. And I never heard the scoop through sand. That's a great tip.
Thank you.
Scoop through sand, just like this. Boom.
Yeah.
Keep tension on the biceps. That's a great exercise. Dumbbell incline hammer curls.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Keep rocking. All right, so after the incline dumbbell hammer curls, we already got the incline set up. We're going to do preacher curls. Another fantastic exercise and another one of my favorites, and I know it's Camille's favorite as well. We don't have a preacher bench here, but we got the next best thing. You set up your incline bench like it's a preacher bench, just like so. And again, and you should have known by looking at Miguel's biceps right here, every one of his exercises are going to be sick. They're going to be one of the best. Just look at that bicep right there. You don't build that without picking the best exercises there are. All right, back to preacher curls. This is another one. You cannot cheat. You sink your armpit into the bench. There's no momentum. There's no body rocking. It's 100% bicep the entire time. We got our hand in a supinated position. We're working on the peak. Bam! Good stretch at the bottom. Good squeeze at the top. Keep it engaged as you lower it. And blow those biceps up, baby. Preacher curls. What do you think about preacher curls, big boy?
I love preacher curls. I think first learned these way back when in high school, right? Lifting class. And they've been a staple of mine ever since. Like you said, put your armpit all the way up into the bench, stabilize that arm, make sure there's no extra rocking or movement. And it's all about the muscle recruitment and the muscle head that you're trying to work, which is your biceps.
My man, great exercise. And I'm gonna repeat it. I learned this one in high school too. You ever heard of Larry Scott? The very first Mr. Olympia? Right, my parents got me his books for Christmas one year. I probably was in middle school actually. And in that, he preaches preacher curls all day long. And if you know who Larry Scott is, you know he has some awesome biceps. Get your preacher curls on. I think we got one more, so stay tuned, yo.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up Miguel's top 5 bicep exercises with the last one, cable curls. Check them out. And I'm gonna say it again. Look at Miguel's biceps, y'all. If you want biceps like this dude, I suggest you pick his bicep exercises, right? Step back a little bit. There you go. And you can see right here, my man. Boom, good. Good stretch at the bottom, full range of motion. The cable gives you constant tension, so there's no dead space whatsoever. And you can see he's turning a little bit at the top just to get that extra contraction in. So we're working biceps, we're working the brachii, and we're working the peaks all together. Step back a little bit. There you go. Boom, just like so. Narrow grip, supinate at the top. You're hitting the complete bicep. You're actually working a lot of forearm as well. Great exercise. Great one to put size on your bicep. You're gonna put girth on your bicep, and you're gonna hit the peaks when you supinate at the top, just like so. Great exercise. Also one of my favorites, big boy.
Love them.
What do you think about this one? Any
Love
pro tips?
these ones. I think you hit the pro tips really. Step back to make sure that you have constant tension all the time, which is perfect because you're on the cables. You don't get any type of slack given. Full stretch, full range of motion. Okay, my pro tip. When you feel the muscle start to exhaust and you can't get that full range, hit the partials on there.
Ooh, baby!
That way you can still burn it
Ooh,
out.
Baby!
Keep the blood flow going and get that max pump and max reps out of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat. Length and partials. Listen, I've been in the fitness industry a long time. Length and partials are very hot right now. They're very hot. Everybody's talking about them because they work. And what's Miguel doing? He goes to failure and then he extends the set with the partials. So I can no longer get a full rep. He can no longer get a full rep. So now we're just doing quarter reps, half reps, burning those biceps out, extending range of motion, really give it the intensity, really giving it what you got to make them grow. Great tip, my man.
Thank you, Coach.
Boom. Stay tuned, we're gonna recap, baby. But before we recap, my boy's gonna plug some stuff for you. Check out his Instagram, fantastic. Check out his Facebook, fantastic. And get yourself a YouTube already, man, come on.
Gotcha, Coach. Sorry, I've been dragging my feet on that, guys. Working on it. Instagram is nattydaddy_88. That's NATTYDADDY_88. And as you can see, I'm old school labs everything. Like, I've been using supplements from this company for about 5 years now, and I use them exclusively.
Old school specialist, yo.
Yeah, old school aficionado.
Hey, hey.
So right here, we got the Vintage Base. That's your multivitamin supplement. Take that for joint support, for all your micronutrients that you might not be getting. Then I have the Vintage Blast pre-workout, the GH Replica or Replica GH right here. That's for your post-workout drink. Help stimulate your body's natural GH hormone. Of course, your creatine. And then the newest guy in my lineup here is that Turkesterone with Tomcat. This, I swear by, has made a huge difference for me in this prep. It just came out actually in the middle of prep, and I wanted to jump on it to see how it works. I feel like this is a huge thing that's led to my muscle fullness, to the muscle density, to keeping strength up in the gym, even though I'm in a caloric deficit. It's definitely been a game changer for me. Now, obviously, genetics, work ethic, things like that are gonna take place, your nutrition. But if you're on point with it and you feel like you might be lacking or missing something, I highly recommend trying this right here.
My man, he said it once again, he's at a caloric deficit and he's stronger and more dense. If you need more than that, I don't know what else you need. But if you need more than that, go ahead and research. Say it again, this one.
Turkesterone with Tomcat Ali.
Caloric deficit, stronger, more dense muscles. And Miguel mentioned it, but this is a lot of supplements, y'all. Miguel probably thinks the same as I am. I'm not gonna speak for him. But to me, supplements are like a puzzle. Yeah. If you're missing one piece, you're holding yourself back.
Definitely.
So vitamins, pre-workout, creatine, pro hormones, you name it, you gotta take it. They're not magic, but you can do in 8 months what used to take a year with supplements these days, right?
You might not get it all with the food that you're eating, you know what I mean? Especially being in a caloric deficit, you're eating as much as you can at the time, but you might not be hitting everything. So you wanna supplement what you're missing out on.
My man, you're not gonna get the creatine you need from food.
Not at all.
And supplements are just that, they supplement your food. And Miguel mentioned it earlier, if your food's crap, the supplements aren't gonna help. If your food's on point, the supplements are gonna help.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Stay tuned. Go ahead, baby.
Oh, don't miss out. To save on this right here, you can use my code. That's OSL Miguel, OSLMIGUEL. Save you about 15 to 20% at checkout.
Yeah, save yourself some money and hook up Miguel. Gonna be the newest OCB Pro in 4 weeks. Out. All right, stay tuned. We're gonna recap, baby. Let's recap this video, y'all. The 5 big Miguel bicep exercises to blow your biceps up. Check my man's arms out. You want biceps like that, and trust me, you do. You might want to emulate his workouts. That's how he built them. That's how he's got them. So we started with barbell curls. the big nasty, one of the best things you can do for your biceps. What do you think about barbell curl?
I love the barbell curl because that's like the closest thing you're gonna get to a compound movement with your biceps. Like we said before in other videos, they're not a large muscle group, right? They're a small muscle group. You only have 2 heads working in there. So compound movements or lifting super heavy isn't something that you can always do with it. I like to do those first because of that right there. And then you can pre-exhaust and then go into your other isolation or isometric movements afterward.
Perfect. I like to start with barbell curls for the same reason. Nice and heavy, big, nasty move, right? You're gonna lift more on a barbell than you are on a dumbbell. It's just biomechanically, it's how it works. So you start with the big one. Yeah. Outstanding. From there, we went to seated dumbbell curls on an incline.
Yeah.
I love these. Why do you love these, big boy?
I love those because they help keep the tension in that head the whole time that you're working. If you're doing it properly, especially on the incline, then you're not going to let your muscles go slack. You don't recruit body movement and momentum to get the weight up. It keeps it, it's a nice strict movement and it's really good for that bicep growth.
Agreed. One of the best, yo. One of my favorites as well. And he just said it, it's all biceps, super strict. Just don't drop the weight.
Yeah.
Keep the biceps engaged while you lower the weight. From there, we were already on the incline. We went to dumbbell incline curls. What's the difference between regular and dumbbell or hammer curl?
The hammer curl, so like we said, this way you keep your arms supinated. We turn the wrist this way and go into a hammer grip so that you can hit this other head of your bicep. You hit that outer head, the brachii, right? When you're doing it. Again, keeping the tension in there is just, you're hitting all aspects of the muscle. So like one of my favorite terms that you're gonna hear me use is 3D muscle, right? You wanna build the fullness and roundness to it, and that's one of the ways to do that.
Absolutely, and he said it, you're gonna hit the brachii when you got a hammer grip, so you're gonna hit more girth, which is good for your bicep. Just realize you're not working too much peak, but you still need that girth, so you should definitely pepper hammer curls into your workout, just like Miguel's doing, baby. All right, from there we went to preacher curls. Another favorite of mine, another fantastic, and I know it's Camille's favorite as well. Tell us about the preacher curls.
Preacher curls are awesome because, like we said, you jam your armpit into the seat, right? You keep your arm stable the entire time. It's almost like a concentration curl, but I feel like with more stability on there. You can't cheat on a preacher curl. You're gonna know exactly what you can lift and what you can't lift on that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you know your limits on there and you're gonna stretch that head. You're gonna maximize the contraction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great tips. And like he said, it is like a concentration curl, but better. Concentration curl, you got your elbow rested on your knee, so it is very like a concentration curl. Only better, yeah. Go nice and smooth, especially at the bottom. No jerking movements, nice and smooth, and use the proper weight. We don't want any injuries on this one, right?
That's right.
All right, then we finished with cable curls with the rope. Yeah, what do you think about the cable curls, people?
Love cable curls, especially with the rope, because you can switch your grip, you can hit the full head on there. With the cables, I like you can maximize time under tension. And like we said earlier in the video, maintain that tempo, the tempo of your lift, especially on your negative movements. That way you can recruit the most muscle fiber into that movement at the time, which is gonna lead to overall growth and gains.
Man, I'm glad I stopped talking because he said exactly what I was gonna say. With the rope and the twist at the top, you're working the brachii, you're working the peak, you're working the entire bicep. You're supinating and you're hammer gripping it, both with the same exercise. Entire bicep move, constant tension, fantastic stuff, big boy. All right, thanks for staying tuned, y'all. For more videos like this, check out our bicep playlist. Always stay tuned. Miguel's up in 4 weeks. He's gonna win that pro card, y'all. All right, 88 Fitness, like and subscribe.